Hi guys, in case you're wondering, it's freezing here in England. I've got my hat on, I've got my actual thermal underwear on. It's absolutely freezing here. Just in case you didn't catch me last video, I had the hat on then as well, it's cold. I'm here to talk about the best songs of the year. I do this every year, not let alone the albums of the year. I do the best songs of the year. We did a best albums of the year from the Iridiots video last night, check that one out as well. And just earlier on, I recorded my favourite EPs of the year. So we're here to do the top 30 songs. Obviously, with 25 albums, I could have had thousands of songs for this year. It's been a mad year. All I would say is that when you're talking about top 30 songs, I don't repeat any artists on this. So whether you could call it a true top 30, because you know, on my best albums of the year I could have 5 in my top 30, so you know, I don't want to keep repeating songs or songs from bands. I want to give every band a chance and give you my top 30 without repeats. So here we go. This is going to be a mouthful, but the top 30 songs are: at number 30, obviously counting down from 30 to my favourite. 30, the band Out of This World, and the song Hanging On. Man, this is off of the self-titled album. Came out at the beginning of the year. Was actually released last year in Japan, but came out right in January, beginning of this year, worldwide. I love this band. This is AOR at its best. Members of Europe in this on this, so you know, it really has that Europe feel. Check out AOR melodic rock at its best. Number 29, Absolver and Historic Year from the Fire in the Sky album. Galloping metal song, British band. Historic year, they're talking about 2020, which was quite a historic year, but this is full on galloping rock metal, almost like a heavy Dokken at times, I would say. Brilliant stuff. Check that one out. Number 28, New Horizon, Stronger Than Steel, off of the Gate of the Gods album. So yeah, Eric Gromwell, Jonah T got together to do a power metal album. My favourite songs are the sort of medium pace, slower songs. You know, the title track's great, but this one, Stronger Than Steel, was a single. Amazing stuff. Number 27, Fellskin, Lonely Heart. Enter This Light album. So Fellskin are a band that's been around for quite a while. I think they've been through some changes musically, I believe. I haven't listened to it in their past stuff, but this is a brilliant album, and the standout track for me is Lonely Heart. It's a heavy, melodic, hard rock song, but so catchy. Number 26, Girish and the Chronicles, Lover's Train. This is the first song we heard off of this album, and it hooked me in, and it hooks me in now. It's off the Hail to the Heroes album. Girish and the Chronicles, an amazing Indian metal band. This song particularly reminds me of Still Heart. I love Still Heart, so that's what pulls me in even more. Really catchy, really heavy. Number 25, Mad Max, Days of Passion from the Wings of Time album. Love this album. This was made it into my top albums of the year. Days of Passion is just it's another album, you know, and song that gives me those Dokken feels. This is the standout track as far as I'm concerned. Riffy, melodic, really catchy, love it. Number 24, Megadeth, Will Be Back. This was a single. I love this album, love the singles off of it especially. It's off the Sick, the Dying and the Dead, you know, long awaited album. Riffs all over the place, catchy as well. Dave Mustaine on top form, love it. Number 23, Heat, Tainted Blood of Force Majeure. Yeah, great album. You know, this was my concern this year. I've already spoken about this, about, you know, Eric Gromwell going. Kenny Lecremo has just done a brilliant job on this album. The excitement and the urgency is still there in the songwriting, as it always has been since Eric was in the band. Tainted Blood is an amazing song. Number 22, Wings of Steel, Blackout the Street. This came off an EP, self-titled EP. Yeah, man, love this band. Working on a new album, apparently. Arena rock from the 80s with touches of 70s as well. Amazing vocals, amazing musicianship. That is one epic song, Blackout the Street. Number 21, Zadra, Come Back to Me from Guiding Star. oh man, I love this song. Well, obviously I do, it's in my top 30. Brilliant musicianship, a little bit progressive, but AOR as well, melodic hard rock, just so catchy. Love the musicianship in this. It's really technical playing, but the melodies are there all the way through the song. Check that one out. Number 20, Ashes of Ares and Emperors and Fools, the title track from their album, Matt Barlow on vocals. If you love Iced Earth, which I do, you're probably not going to get much Iced Earth anymore. The next best thing is probably this band. And Emperors and Fools is a brilliant sort of slow to medium pace track. It's heavy. The bass part, 2/3 of the way through before it goes into the last chorus, just gets me every time. It just slows down to nothing. I love it. Number 19, Ilium and Hostile Sky, another EP. Quantum Evolution Event is the EP from this Australian metal band. I hope they're working on a new album because this EP is just amazing. I already mentioned it in my favourite EPs video. Just this Hostile Sky is, I think it's a remaster, or no, sorry, re-recorded version from an earlier song that I haven't actually heard. But so for me, it's a 2022 song. It's amazing. It sounds amazing. This band are really technical, but really catchy and heavy at the same time. Love it. Number 18, Alter Bridge, Sin After Sin. One of the singles of Pawns and Kings. Alter Bridge made a brilliant comeback this year with this album. Sin After Sin is the one that really hones me in on their old style. Love the way Mark Tremonti's vocals double up, singing straight after Miles Kennedy in this one. Brings some, nostalgic feels to the earlier albums. What a song that is, like slow to medium paced, like bruising track. Love it, Sin After Sin. Number 17, Generation Radio, Why Are You Calling Me Now, from the self-titled debut album. Man, what can you say about this track? Pure AOR at its best. Brilliant songwriting, so catchy. Shades of the people that are in the band, Journey, Chicago. It just sounds amazing. The harmonies in that chorus are just spot on. Number 16, Soraya Sign and Sandman, from the Throne of Gold album. I've banged on about this band a lot this year, and they deserve it. They've now been decided to sign to Frontiers. They was with Melodic Passion Records. This album is brilliant all the way through from start to finish. It's a concept album. Sandman has always got me. That song has always got me since I heard it first time. They're an amazing band. Check them out. New band, Soraya Sign. Number 15, Find Me, Far From Over, from the Lightning in a Bottle album. Now, this band consists of Robbie LeBlanc, a great vocalist, just an amazing vocalist. I can't believe he can sing the way he can. So much power, can reach any height. Amazing, one of the best vocal performances of the year all the way through this album. Now, Far From Over was an original song from Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. And man, it's been re-recorded obviously with Robbie LeBlanc on vocals and some of the original musicians, I believe, that did that original song. Man, this is amazing. And you can see it's come number 15. It gets me every time this song when I play it. Find Me, Far From Over. It's an amazing track. Number 14, The Delta Sons and Mississippi. Now, they bring singles out, this band. They're a southern rock band, and they blow me away. They're absolutely amazing. That's all they've done so far, is bring singles out. I believe they're working on an album as well. But Mississippi, it's just a great southern, you could call it like a dark ballad, I suppose. But man, they made it in my list last year, and I'm sure if they had an album out, they'd make it in that list as well. They blow me away every time. The Delta Sons, Mississippi. Number 13, Leatherwolf and Hit the Dirt, from Kill the Hunted album. Big comeback from Leatherwolf. This album's been, worldwidely, promoted as a brilliant album from many reviews that I've looked at. I love this album. Hit the Dirt is the opening track, and it's just pure Leatherwolf aggression, just like when you used to know Leatherwolf. They give you something different, but the aggression is there, but it's always melodic. Love it, love it, love it. Number 12, City of Lights, Hearts on Fire. This comes off the Before the Sun Sets album. Man, the great AOR melodic hard rock band on Frontiers. Neil Austin, British guy. This is his project. A brilliant album from start to finish. Made it in my top albums of the year easily. I knew I would from the first time I heard it. It just gets me every time. It's like an album full of 80s soundtracks. It's just amazing. It really is. Check out City of Lights, Hearts on Fire. Number 11, Stryper. See No Evil, Hear No Evil from The Final Battle. This is where Stryper, you know, they get me like this. They've worked on their inner Dio here. It's like slow to medium paced, sort of almost doomy in nature. I love the beginning with that guitar and the riff, and then it comes in, gives me shades of No More Hell to Pay album as well, this one. It's an amazing album this year that Stryper brought out, and this for me is their top song on the album. Number 10, Wolf, the ill-fated Mr. Mandrake from Shadowland. Yeah, man, Wolf are a great band. Just, you can't get any more metal than Wolf. They are straightforward. You can't say they're anything else. They just blow me away, and their album has grown and grown and grown on me. This is a great track, the ill-fated Mr. Mandrake. I brought this up on the horror Halloween show. It's about, the actual song lyrically is about a tale about a guy called Mr. Mandrake, Dr. Mandrake, I think it was, and he had a face on the back of his head that was talking to him at night and telling him to kill himself, and that's what he ended up doing. Some really cheery stuff, that. A Wolf, the ill-fated Mr. Mandrake. It's a brilliant track. Number 9, Scorpions, Shining of Your Soul from Rock Believer. Scorpions came back with a great album this year. Rock Believer touched upon many, you know, times in their career. You can listen to this album and some of it sounds like 70s Scorpions, some of it sounds like 80s, and some of it sounds like their recent stuff. It's a brilliant album that almost, you know, touches upon all that. And this one, Shining of Your Soul, gets me every time. Absolutely brilliant. Like, it's got that reggae type beat that Is There Anybody There had back on Love Drive. It's catchy. It's an amazing song. Scorpions, easily the standout track of Rock Believer. Number 8, Nesta, Signed It in Blood. Well, they had to come on there on my list, even though they didn't have an album out. Well, they sort of did. It got re-released on Napalm Records, Kids in a Ghost Town, and this song was like a bonus track, if you like, but it got released as a single. Signed in Blood, it just sounds like it's come off that album last year. It's just an amazing song. Nesta make me smile when I listen to them. They make me happy. I love that band. Next up, number 7, Saints and Sinners, As Above, So Below from Rise of the Alchemist. What an amazing band these guys are. But you could put them in the power metal genre a little bit. Some of their songs are a bit faster. It's when they slow it down, they really get me. The darker side of them, if you like. This is the beginning track, and it's one of the best beginning tracks of an album, startup tracks you will hear. It's amazing. It's dark. It's catchy though at the same time. It's absolutely amazing. Number 6, Evil Invaders and The Circle. What I like about doing my best songs of the year is sometimes the best albums of the year don't make it on here, if that makes any sense. So, you know, you can get a song that really blows you away, you know, and this one does. And not to say the other songs on this album weren't good, they really were, but this one is the one, The Circle. It's the one that ends the album. Evil Invaders, they really do sound evil on this song. It sounds like a mix between, I don't know, definitely got some Wasp feels, but a darker feel than that, heavier as well. This is a galloping metal track that just gets me every time. Number 5, Spirit Adrift, Sorcerer's Fate from 20 Centuries Gone. Now, it's fast becoming one of my favourite bands, this band, Spirit Adrift. They brought out an amazing EP last year. They brought out an album this year that was full of covers apart from 2 songs. And this song is just, it's one of the best metal songs you'll ever hear. Sorcerer's Fate didn't quite get there. Forge Your Future was my number 1 song from last year. I don't know if you guys remember from Spirit Adrift. And this one, even though they haven't got a proper album out, made it to number 5. So I reckon when they bring their album out next, there's a good chance some of they'll be top of my list on everything. Sorcerer's Fate is along the same sort of lines as Forge Your Future. It's like a bit galloping, it's a bit medium paced, just gets me every time. Love Spirit Adrift. Number 4, Crash Diet No Man's Land from Automaton. Now, this came out quite a while ago, this single. This was the first single before the album came out. Man, blows me away. The album blew me away, but this song, No Man's Land, oh, man. I mean, the best bands in Sweden would be proud to write this song. It's an amazing track. It's got so much urgency. It's so catchy. It's heavy at the same time. Brilliant stuff. Number 3, Scream Maker and Brand New Start from Blood King. This Scream Maker are a brilliant band. They're now signed to Frontiers. They wasn't earlier on in the year, but now they are. They made it in my number 2 in my best albums. And this song, Brand New Start, just gets me every time. It's so catchy. It's got sort of, it's hard to explain Scream Maker as a band. They're metal, definitely metal. You know, not extreme metal or anything like that, but they've got a heaviness and a darkness about them that just pulls me in, but they're still catchy all the way through. Their album blew me away this year. Brand New Start is just one of many tracks I could have put on this list. Number 2, Hardcore Superstar, Forever and a Day from Abracadabra. Never got, invested any time into Hardcore Superstar before until their album came out this year. This single is one of the best singles, well, I've ever heard. It's so catchy. It's got a rocking feel about it, an attitude about it, but the chorus is just like one of the best choruses you've ever heard. It's like pulled straight out of the 1980s, but, with a modern touch as well. Forever and a Day just gets me every time it comes on. And my number 1 song of the year comes off my number 1 album of the year, and it's Queensryche, Behind the Walls, off of Digital Noise Alliance. What an amazing track. A track that, would fit in along any amazing Queensryche track, album. It's just, the album blew me away, but this song has got such a big sound to it. It's just, I know I keep moaning at those Queensryche fans that won't let go of Jeff Tate and Chris DeGarmo, but, this is as good as anything those guys would sing or write. It's amazing. Queensryche, Behind the Walls, check it out, off the brilliant Digital Noise Alliance. That's my number 1 song of the year. And like I said, there's actually albums that made it into my top albums of the year that are not actually on this list because, the whole album might have been so consistent, but they still didn't make it in my top songs. So it's really interesting to do your top songs. It varies so much from your top albums. But guys, that's it for the year, I think. I've done the top albums. I've done the best EPs. I've done the top 30 tracks, best songs. Even the Iridiots got in there with their favourite albums of the year. So that's it, guys, for another year. It's been amazing. It really has. I've got a couple of reviews to do of albums that I haven't reviewed yet before the end of the year that came out at the end. So they might have made it into my list, but I haven't had time to listen to the albums properly. But they will be reviewed in the next few days as well. I'll see you soon.